Score?
Yes. So 94 for 3 Australia are, but they had, as I had said, a cluster collapse. After winning the toss for the first time, David Warner and Usman Khawaja had a very good opening stand. Warner took some blows. Siraj bowled with tremendous hostility. But when Warner fell, you thought Labuschagne would give that sense of calm. 41 run stand. They thought lunch 91 on 94 for 1 would have been better, but no. In came Ravichandran Ashwin, got Labuschagne, trapped LBW, Steve Smith for duck. And it was the straight delivery. And what we have right now, Usman Khawaja scored his 50. Australia cluster collapsing yet again. 91 for 1 to 94 for 3.
What happened, Shane?
Well, the one thing that shouldn't have happened with them, they were batting really well. Okay, Warner went early, but the way he was batting, I thought it was a matter of when or not if he was going. Looked very scratchy. Siraj was troubling him a lot, took a couple of body blows.
Elbow.
Yeah.
Why is Warner, I mean, we discussed this earlier, that he's living on borrowed time.
Yeah.
We knew that there was pressure for Warner to be dropped. He knows that he'll get 2 innings. If you're an Indian batsman, you're wondering whether you'll get 2 innings in a test match. But an Australian batsman should or would ideally get 2 innings. So he'll get 2 innings. But it's surprising because we heard from the comments of Cummins before the game where he said he wants Warner to play counter-attacking cricket, aggressive cricket. Yet a David Warner, and it's just somehow, I don't know, there's a disconnect. You're so used to seeing attacking Warner, albeit in white ball cricket, or even in test cricket actually, for that matter. Suddenly, so 2 things I found very strange. One, David Warner going into his shell. I wonder whether it has a lot to do. It's not about the ability, because we know he has the ability to play like that. It's got to do with, where he is mentally at the moment, clearly. Yeah. So maybe it's a reflection of that. So him going into a shell, it took about 20 odd balls to get out of the mark.
25 balls.
Something like that. And then once you got a few runs as well, he wasn't aggressive. Rahul Rawat is here. But before we can you hear us?
Yeah, absolutely. Loud and clear.
So tell me, what is dominating the press box in Firozshah Kotla? Is it the minor cluster collapse that Australia has had, or is it the resignation of our chairman of selector? What's making news at the Arun Jaitley Stadium? With that question is...
It's frozen. It's frozen.
Such a cold question that he froze.
Yeah, he froze.
Oh my God.
Journalists, definitely the resignation is what making. So that's what, because, I think it was inevitable.
Rahul,
we're just waiting as to how long it will take.
Can you start again? We couldn't hear you earlier. Your audio has just come back. So can you start again? What is making news? That was my question. Can you start again?
Yeah, so I said, for the Indian journalists, definitely the resignation of Chetan Sharma is what is making noise here at the press box. Although, Australia, they've still fared reasonably well compared to what they did last time. But I believe last time also they were 84 for 2 before they lost their way. And I think those 2 wickets that Ashwin got just before the lunch may have tilted the balance towards India. And also, I was just noticing one thing from the end where Ashwin started, that's the pavilion end. If you are bowling from that end, the bounce is pretty low. And if you see the other end from where the fast bowlers were operating, the bounce is pretty good. So it's a very dicey or a tricky sort of a wicket. Not too great though, huh?
Oh, not a great wicket is what he's saying. Dicey wicket is another thing that he's saying is interesting. Tell me one thing, because that is what we were discussing. We were talking about Australian batting. David Warner is, under scrutiny to keep his position in the team. Well, I mean, it's so unusual to see a David Warner. Forget about getting runs or not. But so unusual to see a David Warner who's in a shell, who's taking so much time to get off the mark. Cummins said that his captain said he wants Warner no matter what his form, but at least attack. Because we're so used to a Warner like. What has happened to him is suddenly a Warner in a shell is something that we're not used to. He can get out cheaply, yes, by playing shots. But this sort of Warner, what has happened to him?
what I saw, he was struggling. Those hits and misses, and then he was struck on his elbow once. Thereafter, Siraj got him, struck him on his helmet, and immediately when he was struck on his helmet, Warner just dropped his bat, gloves, and just asked the physio to come in. And at times, if you are hit so many times, it tells you that you're just there to survive. And that is one of the reasons I thought that why Rohit Sharma continued with the fast bowlers for a longer duration, because he knew that Warner was struggling. He was, I don't know if I can say that he was a bit scared. He was just trying to survive, and he was struggling, especially here in Delhi. The crowd for a Friday, and that too when India is not batting, is pretty loud. There were a few instances also.
What instances?
No tickets. See, people are still to get a few tickets. Unfortunately, nahi hai ji.
Asking you for ticket.
Still that. Even I'm asking you for ticket, yeah, Rahul. I need tickets for Saturday, Sunday.
मेरे पास एक टिकट है, अगर आपको चाहिए तो मैं अब दूसरी में ला नहीं सकता. अगर आपको चाहिए मैं आपको एक टिकट दे सकता हूँ, बट उसके लिए आपको थोड़ा वेट करना पड़ेगा. अरे मैं कहाँ से कर दूँ, मेरे पास एक ही टिकट चाहिए बस. वो भी आप मांग रहे हैं इसलिए मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ, आपको उसके लिए थोड़ा सा वेट करना पड़ेगा. तो बाय द वे टिकट्स नहीं हो, पासेस हैं, आप लोग वैसे ही रख लीजिए, मैं वैसे ही दे दूंगा. सब नहीं है, एक ही है. मुझे नहीं पता होगा मैम, सॉरी.
Yeah,
so,
Rahul,
just
I asked you for ticket. मेरे लिए तो एक टिकट नहीं था. How come you have one ticket for them?
So I'll tell you, I had 3 tickets for today.
हाँ.
So people usually ask for either 2 or for 4.
हाँ.
Yeah.
So somebody asked me for 2 tickets, I gave him 2, and now I'm left with just 1.
Yeah.
But just when I was talking,
Kal was also the same scene. Kal also your scene is
Kal to sold out hai. It's a weekend. Tomorrow is sold out, and you also have a few passes. I don't know if you've already
no, I have
distributed.
given. I have more people asking than the passes that I have. That's why I'm asking you. When the match comes, how many people demand.
Sorry, come again.
No, I'm saying suddenly people are asking you. You know why they're asking you? Because you're wearing the BCCI ka that whatever that lanyard.
His accuracy.
But I think it's a misconception that people really think that we get passes. We are not cops or officials in the DDC. It's just that even we have to beg, borrow, and
Exactly.
there are people who are kind enough to give us those passes. But yeah, I think those the big 2 wickets that India, if they wanted 2 wickets, if you had asked them for a couple of wickets in this session, they've got those 2 wickets.
Yes.
I'm not counting David Warner there. I'm just counting Labuschagne and Steve Smith. Gone for a duck. Imagine Steve Smith.
What happened? I mean, that ball just went straight, innocuous looking delivery.
Yeah.
I mean, it had nothing
Just
on it.
went on straight.
The shot was even more innocuous. Didn't understand what he was doing.
And
Just
gives
poking at it.
Yeah.
And after charging down the track, first ball.
No, we thought that maybe this Australian team, okay, first test fine can happen, of a away series, you're getting used to the condition. This time, though Rahul is saying that the pitch is dicey, a bit tricky, but still the way, I mean, they've had these cluster collapses as you named them.
I will tell you one thing, even if you provide a road of a wicket in India, this Australian team just cannot play spin. You look at in 2013 where the pitches were not so much up for debate, they were all good wickets. Australia won the toss on each of the tests, they notched up 380, they notched up 237 for 9 on great pitches. What will you expect 10 years on? this Australian team, who are yet underprepared against spin, to put up a fight against an attack that includes Ashwin and Jadeja.
Acha, you're telling us, Rahul, with the pitch that you're talking about, a bit tricky, you said, a bit of an uneven bounce, this and that. Will it go? Will you need passes that you have so many that you have got from DDs? So many passes that you have. Will you need for Monday and Tuesday?
Maybe Tuesday. I doubt. But Monday it could be, because see, once again, they've lost 3 wickets. See the entire entourage of police. So I think some big official some big police officer is here. Anyways, so I don't know. I think 4th day it should go, but then you never know, because the last match that they played, after India had got that lead of 223, you still expected that this match will go till the 4th day at least, but it didn't go because Australia collapsed in that one session post tea. So, in fact, not even post lunch, they collapsed. And here also, the partnerships, the first part, irrespective of how David Warner and Usman Khwaja were looking as in, they were struggling. At least David Warner did. They added 50 runs. Thereafter, once again, a brief partnership, then one wicket gives way to another and then to another. And now you are in their middle order. Usman Khwaja, 50, he's on 50. But I think it will depend. At least by the end of this day, we'll be in a better position to tell you if, or let's say that if this match is going to go the distance. 5th day, as Siddharth said, I think there's something in the mind of these Australian players. I think the hawa of the Indian spinners is troubling them. They are reading perhaps too much into the pitch and also the kind of bowlers that India has. And in Nagpur also, 2nd of this month, the Indian team arrived in Nagpur, and there also the head coach Rahul Dravid and batting coach Vikram Rathore, they make it a point to visit the venue directly, because the team was practicing at some other venue there in Nagpur in the initial few days. But they went to that venue, the VCS Stadium. There also they saw how the pitch was looking like, and whatever they wanted to say to the curator or to anybody else. And here also, by the way, Rahul Dravid, he landed straight after he landed in Delhi. He visited this Ferozshah Kotla venue and checked the wicket, because this match is not being played on the center wicket, by the way. It's not being played. Usually, after a long time, you're playing since 2017, you're playing a test match here. So you would expect that the center wicket would be prepared by now. So, but that's not happened. Huh? So maybe it could be a last minute change also. Not last minute, but yeah, they would have asked the other, because the center wicket looks green. So obviously it doesn't suit the Indians, definitely.
We won't keep you long, because I think you're using your hands to come live. But there's one question by Anit Sadhu, and you can answer that. He wants to know, why has the Australian team come to India? Have they come here for IPL practice?
No, but on these bases, they won't be picked for IPL also.
Yeah, good point. But in IPL, you won't get these pitches also, na?
Exactly.
You won't get those.
They won't. But a good crowd, Rahul, to see Delhi after a long time has got a test match. On a Friday, I know everyone wants Saturday, Sunday, so it will be a full house. But Friday also, good crowd that's turned up, more than any test center that I've seen in recent memory.
True. For a Friday, it's actually a very good crowd, and you never know. Maybe, of course, the Indian bowlers, the Indian team, they make life miserable for these Australians. But I'm telling you, the crowd also, they are also trying their best to get under the skins of these Australians. In fact, you don't have to be inside the venue. You can just hear the outside the ground, and you'll realize that something has happened. A wicket has gone down. In fact, just when the news broke about Chetan Sharma, that he has resigned from his position, I had stepped out of the stadium, and I could, because I didn't see them see those wickets, the last two wickets, Labuschagne and Smith. So I could get it that a wicket has fallen now once again. So I was actually pretty surprised that one after in the same over, Ashwin got to Smith out for a duck. So you don't have to be in the venue to know how what the situation is as far as India is concerned.
Okay, Rahul, thank you. We'll let you go. Enjoy the game. Enjoy some good lunch. Enjoy some DDCA hospitality. And only word to the crowd of Delhi is either they are really big test enthusiasts, or as is sometimes spoken, that they don't have much work to do on a Friday. Most of them, whiling away their time, so they've what to do instead of sitting at home.
And you'll also see a few fans intrude into the field of play, because I remember when David Warner was struck on his helmet, a fan, he just stepped onto the field of play and came running into the almost that 30-yard circle. He had almost was there, and then what happens.
Yeah, Delhi, anything can happen. But what I like, what Rahul said, what I really liked is the fact that, the Delhi crowd is playing as that 12th man for the team, which really works, because I did see some visuals on television they showed of them cheering on the bowler. So when Siraj was going to the boundary line, they were cheering him on and, pumping him up. And then later, every time that a bouncer was bowled, which is not often said, but I found that the crowd was a very knowledgeable crowd. So they knew that he's bowled a bouncer, next up he'll bowl this. And when he got hit, and right after Warner got hit and he received that treatment, the very next ball was a bouncer and they cheered it on. So the crowds really got into the match. It's good. See, again, it's good that you're involved. So the test cricket requires a lot of patience to enjoy even as a fan, and it's good to see that the crowd's really involved with the small moments in test match cricket which keep coming and going. So lovely to see that.
Yeah, I mean, who would not want to have a go at the Australians, especially in their current state of mind?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look at the way, what has been Australia's major problem? They say that we rely on playing spin by looking at the pitch. Where is the length? They don't see it from the hand. If Smith had seen the hand, that how Ashwin bowled, he would have known it was a straight delivery. India, on the other hand, they are little better than the Australians because they rely on that skill. They don't look at the line, length and the pitch. They rely on how it comes from the hand.
How it's coming from the hand, and more importantly, or just as importantly, if you look at the approach that Khwaja had versus everyone else, Khwaja was very proactive. Even while defending, he was not tentative. When he was playing shots, he was on the front foot. The point of impact of the ball, where he was hitting it, was very, very forward. You're not letting the ball spin.
This kind of a situation reminds me of that 2018 test that he had against Pakistan. Dubai, he had to save that test match. Khwaja batted 8 hours, got to 141, and at least Australia ensured that a whitewash didn't happen in Pakistan and in the UAE, that is.
Okay, Sanket Joshi is asking, Sidhvi is talking like as if you coached Ashwin. You coach Ashwin.
Ashwin is on a different level altogether. Look at the way look at the guy and this confidence and the way how he analyzes people, the pitch, the art of spin bowling.
Somebody commented saying he's a scientist.
He is. He is.
He is.
Is he?
Definitely he is. By the way, I'm wondering, where is our dear friend Saransh today?
He's coming in at 1.
He's in the later shift. Why? Is he the ground? Did you see him?
No. I didn't. Basically, I was just speaking to the other dear friend Shivam. So I thought maybe Saransh was under the impression that it's a day-night test match. So maybe...
No.
Because I was asking him for how do I join. He said, I'm just finishing something upstairs on the second floor. So I just asked him, where is Mr. Saransh Thapan? He said he'll come.
He'll come at his...
whenever he likes. So I thought maybe...
whenever he's comfortable, he'll come.
Yeah.
By the way, you can answer since you're the ground. Sports Warrior is asking us, why is the Delhi ground so ugly? And I think it's a valid question.
On screen it does, Anna. It does look like I agree. At least I think it's also because of the hoardings, to be very honest. and exactly what Shane is trying to say.
Yeah, the shape
The
of the
structure
hoarding
maybe.
just looks it's just jarring.
You won't say ugly, yeah. Come on.
No, but
it is-
jarring.
It is ugly. I'll tell you. Okay, honestly, the ground with the ground, Firozshah ground is pretty nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got great grass, great pitch, everything very nice. It's the
Facility, the
structures
structure, yeah.
around those buildings, the way they've been made, and they spent
Yes.
some crazy amount in crores to get it redone.
Yeah.
And when I saw it the first time, I was like, "This is what you've done." I mean, smaller centers. But I just was in Ranchi sometimes.
Yeah.
Smaller centers are like much more aesthetically better looking grounds.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, what I like
I
about the
agree. I
Firozshah
agree.
Kotla is the old that pavilion, Wellington
Pavilion.
Wellington Pavilion. That pit I still like because it's got that old world charm. That's the only thing that looks like. Everything
Can I
else,
say-
either make it very modern or keep it old school. The way this is just
It's caught in between.
yeah,
It's
nothing.
caught between a
just-
rock and a hard place.
And that
it's a-
media box,
I
remember,
think,
it was
the
shut.
structure. You're right. I think Shane is right. You guys are right. It's the structure, the way they've constructed it.
Yeah.
Never thought that they'll renovate it or restructure the entire building. But the one catering contract can actually get an entire stadium built.
Ha.
One catering contract here in
Not only
DDC.
catering contracts, some tent contracts, and every of those contracts were way inflated.
Yeah.
When
DDCA better than anyone.
so somebody say Pratibha is saying it's also the pollution, but pollution doesn't make the stadium good or bad.
Exactly.
And I agree, those hoardings that you've had of
It only makes
Yeah.
the city bad.
pan masalas and whatever.
Pan Masala company.
But there was a joke recently
Anji.
during the rounds. Firozshah Kotla from this thing from space confirmed by
Anji.
NASA, and you're seeing nothing but just that hoarding.
We should put that meme then.
Sorry?
Somebody
So
made a-
someone made a meme that it's like saying Firozshah Kotla ground pictured from outer space confirmed by NASA, and all you're seeing is just that
pan
pan
masala,
masala.
brand. Pan masala brand.
Yeah.
That's all
Pan
you're seeing.
Masala hoardings. Yeah.
That's all you see.
Oh.
I mean, that's okay.
But they
whatever
are the
hoarding
big
you put.
sponsors.
See,
See,
hoarding,
what brings you money is fair, but the way it's designed
Yeah.
is horrible.
That is
Aesthetic is bad, and it's very jarring. Even now, look, you're seeing it on the background on
It
TV.
looks
and
like
it's
an
just-
escalator gone wrong.
Yeah.
That's how it looks like. An escalator gone wrong.
yeah.
It's just not very well made. That part.
Yeah, and that media box, that was also shut down for a couple of years because it was unsafe, right? Building norms that had floated, so...
Yeah. Nobita Nobby has
Yeah.
a very good question, Rahul. You can answer. India batting today or not?
I think second
Could happen.
could happen. I mean, with this Australian team, yeah, anything is possible.
Yeah. I'll go with that. What Siddharth is saying. Can't say anything. You never know. One good partnership. Let's see what Travis Head can do. But yeah, you might see an Indian. Maybe India's first innings might start today. But still, I would say it's just a guesswork. But I thought that Australians will be better prepared. And by the way, irrespective of whatever happened on the wicket in that first session, the good thing about the Australians, I think the dressing room would have been a little relieved with the way that they didn't lose too many wickets. Especially the first wicket came after 50 runs were scored. So somehow they managed to get that partnership. And maybe with time, tomorrow and day after. And by the way, if this wicket is not too great, batting fourth will be
A challenge.
tough, huh? Unless Australians once again they try and
They repeat
get
now.
an innings defeat.
One more thing, because a lot of comments have come on KS Bharat's wicket keeping right now. People want to know, I don't know whether you got to see that or not, that did Rohit give him a mouthful because he did not give any input in that Manas Labuschagne leg before, because they went to the keeper also. They took the DRS, and in the DRS he was found out because the on-field umpire Nitin Menon had given him not out. So they took the DRS, and apparently KS Bharat gave no input to the captain or the bowler. It's only on the insistence of Ashwin that they went up. So apparently Rohit was pretty upset and gave him a mouthful.
Yeah, it was caught on TV.
Yes,
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
it was caught on TV. Maybe you can get us some more.
I was not there at the ground, but Yeah, that has. In fact, it's the responsibility because you have a keeper, and it's his responsibility while taking these kind of reviews. The captain and the bowler, they rely on the keeper more than the bowler himself. They rely on the keeper, and Rohit Sharma has been, he's a funny character, a very jovial sort of a character, but when it comes to things like these, we've seen in the past that he can be a little upset.
One word on Steve Smith, because everyone kept saying, matchups we talk about off spinner, and they have Ashwin will do well because there are a lot of left-handers, this and that. But he is an off spinner who's got both the right-handers out.
Yep.
Labuschagne and Steve Smith.
Yeah.
That's why Ashwin is a genius.
That's right. In fact, see, that was the reason why I don't know what is this totka about the seventh over, because I remember the last time also in Nagpur, Jadeja was introduced first. Of course, at that time they had removed both their left-handed openers. So Jadeja came in first, and he came in at in the seventh over. And today also Ashwin was introduced in the seventh over. Of course, because you had two left-handers batting together, so Ashwin had to be that first change. So yeah, but sharp hands as far as KS Bharat is concerned. In that last two games, he got a stumping in the last game. Manas Labuschagne, right?
Yeah. He got Labuschagne's
first innings there.
And here also. And for Smith, and you would remember, Nikhil, after that Test series was over, the last time when the Indians were in Australia,
2020,
Ashwin, in fact, did mention about how he prepared for Labuschagne and Smith, and he got Smith out quite a few times,
4-5 times,
especially down the leg side. Bat pad, leg side, and how he prepared for that sort of a wicket.
No, they clearly see. I mean, you have to give credit where it's due, and they have come prepared for Steve Smith. I think somewhere down the line, it's also, it's playing on their mind as well. I think Steve Smith has this on his mind that, Ashwin is bowling and he's got the better of me, because I know that they are struggling and pitches are favouring India, but Steve Smith is a better batsman than what he's shown us right now. So it has to be probably more mental.
He struggled even in Australia against Ashwin. So here, now India have finally seen that there is a bit of a crack in Steve Smith's technique. Mentally also, they want to expose that. So he got him out in Adelaide, he got him out in Melbourne as well. And in Sydney, he got to a century, but still he fell to Ashwin. That was the key thing. So,
and today... No, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
No, I'm saying that today, I mean, Ashwin, of course, did the damage, but at one point it looked like that the fast bowler also could do a lot of damage because Warner was struggling. And that's when I started to think that in Australia's case, they've now gone with their extra spinner, 4 spinners. What if you really need some sort of damage to be done with the new ball, because the late swing was on offer and early morning sometime. Australia only have one Pat Cummins, not even Green to bowl a few overs.
And I don't know if, do they actually have fast bowlers except for Scott Boland available also? Because Josh Hazelwood, we know, is not available. Then you have Mitchell Stark, who came in late and perhaps he was not fit to take part in this game. Cameron Green, we know he can't bowl. He can just bat, although he started bowling at a decent pace. He's not bowling full tilt. But maybe they didn't have any options.
There is Lance Morris.
At times
there's Lance Morris that...
Yes. So I don't know, maybe they didn't want to introduce somebody like Scott Boland with, I don't know if I can say decent amount of experience, but maybe they didn't want a newcomer who hasn't bowled too much at this level. They didn't want him to play. And at times, when you strengthen your bowling, you also send a message to the batsman also that we are relying on you. This team depends on you. You have to put up a decent score for the bowlers to defend it. So and for I don't know, players I don't know if players are already aware of it about the resignation of Chetan Sharma, because I'm told that players spoke to the BCCI secretary.
Yeah. You're right.
Virat, Rohit,
Yeah.
Rahul Dravid, they all
Yeah.
spoke to the BCCI secretary,
Yeah.
but it was and he was not asked to resign. I believe he resigned. He was there in Calcutta for that Ranji Trophy final, and I think he had made up his mind. You know, Nikhil, you spoke to a few people last night.
Yeah. That's what I was just going to
And
say. That we know this for a fact that the team management had taken objection to the fact that he mentioned these things, and they said this to the board or the board secretary and president, whatever, that see, from now on, after this episode of what Chetan Sharma has said, now players wouldn't want to be in the same room as him.
Yes.
And if that situation is there, then it's just going to be unpleasant, right? So I mean, I think then that there was no option but for him to resign.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
And I don't know what was the clincher. I think we've mentioned, we've used this term a lot, loose talk. I don't know. I think when he spoke about a lot of issues which you already know that they were already in public domain. I think the way he used the names of these players, I think that may have affected the players a bit, and because whatever he said, even those injection theory that he mentioned, which was which a lot of people thought is a huge thing, but the way he used these names of these players, Hardik, Virat, Rohit, maybe I think that was the clincher.
No, that is it. See, that's what I said. It's not about saying in praise of a player or criticizing him, making him a hero or a villain. Doesn't matter. Even if I'm made hero in that conversation, whether if that conversation was, whether it was a private conversation or private meeting or whatever was private, as soon as that's made public, and you know that, again, if it was not a sting, and he didn't know it was a sting, but the fact that the person is capable of leaking that information to anyone and mentioning it, that will make me uncomfortable. If I'm a team member, I'm like, so next time when there'll be a meeting and there'll be a discussion, and each team meeting will have a lot of discussion,
Soon.
I wouldn't want to be saying anything in front of him.
Yes.
Whether criticizing a player or praising him or saying, no, let's pick him, let's drop him, because I may have my reasons, but I'll be reluctant to say those reasons out because I know now those reasons will go out or can go out. So that is the problem.
And in fact, and I have my doubts if how well Rahul Dravid and Chetan Sharma went along, irrespective of whatever happened in this sting operation, even earlier also, because I remember in one of those selection committee meetings, even Saurav Ganguly had to barge in only and only to see what was happening between Rahul Dravid and Chetan Sharma. So he had to barge in that into that meeting and had to just tell them, be a little careful, and they can just, because Rahul Dravid and Saurav Ganguly, of course, have been teammates, have been captains for both each other in the past. So Rahul Dravid also made a call to the board official.
No, but if there was not a great equation, whatever the reason be, and whoever is right or wrong, the point is that Chetan Sharma then gave ammunition by his own doing. I mean, to the other person. You had to, and
that's why Siddharth, very, very careful. Be very careful of what you speak.
Yes.
Not like me. What happened yesterday?
But you justified it later.
On both the platforms.
Both platforms. Your time is up of the Zoom call. So bye.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Chalo. See you. Bye.
Bye.
So, what can we expect the next session, gentlemen?
I think Australia are in that territory now where, okay, should we attack, should we not attack? Khwaja is the key. If Khwaja falls early, the rest of the batting lineup is collapsing like a house of cards.
I think this partnership, what this partnership does
Carey.
now is going to be very key, because there's going to be some degree of expectation on Carey as well. Got dropped from last match rather unceremoniously. Now he's back in.
Yeah,
Team is in a bit of a sticky
nice moment, Sunny.
situation, and due to this happening, obviously 3 wickets down are in this out of nowhere. I think this partnership, if this partnership does well and good. Otherwise, if India get another early wicket, then I think you're going to be seeing India batting sooner.
Yeah, because see, it's going to be Ashwin and Jadeja.
Yeah, now
They are going to totally bowl at tandem, and if Ashwin gets one of the left-handers out, you got Hanscom. Then you got Alex Carey, yet another left-hander.
Yeah,
What Varun Parvathan is saying is Australia instead of going to a shell, go bang bang, go to 250. That's a decent score. I agree.
Yeah.
That's what they couldn't do.
I would
previous
say
test
if
match.
this partnership holds, at least you have to get over 300.
reach 300 and you're good.
You need 300 plus.
That maybe, but I'm saying smaller goals. Now, one step at a time. Look at 250. Now, if you start aiming at 300, you will get 177.
Let us, okay, Australia's main aim should be don't lose more than 1 wicket in the session.
Is that happening?
I don't see that happening.
Well, then.
No, I don't. I
Answer
don't
your
think.
question.
I don't think that's. So. I think what they'll do is obviously because wickets fell just before lunch.
I'm saying
Initially,
India is batting today.
Yeah, it seems likely.
Ah,
Seems very likely. Australia would need a miracle or really good batting from these two. Otherwise, no.
yeah. Will they get to 200 first? That is the major
am
thing.
punting on Travis Head getting out early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would come after that?
Peter Hanscom.
Hanscom is good, so that will be crucial between. Once that partnership that may carry on for some time with Khwaja and Hanscom, but once that is broken, then I think
Then you've got Carey, that's it, as your batter. Then
Carey,
Cummins,
Mr. Reverse Sweep, never mind.
yeah, Cummins, on the other hand, is a hit and miss with the bat, most of it.
No,
And
he's
after
not
that-
hit and miss. He's just no good against spin.
Yeah.
That's his major issue.
Yep.
And here he'd be facing 3 spinners. So.
Yep, and then you have Lyon, Murphy, and
But
Kuhnemann.
see, the amount of bowler there, Indian fast bowler already bowled 12.
12 overs.
Correct.
yes.
And they're starting with Siraj. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So I am saying, assuming in a day, if fast bowlers end up bowling together combined about 30 overs, or if not 30, about 26, 27 overs, that's a substantial chunk. 1/4 of the day's play.
Yes.
And if they do go on to bowl around that much, 18, 20, whatever overs, Australia, what is going to do? They'll have just one fast bowler.
Just one fast bowler.
Big miss on their part. Maybe it'll all play out as the game goes along. For the moment, game has started.
Game has
Yes.
started, yes.
see
Siraj began with a
Nice absolute
hostile
slaughter.
bouncer,
Very
yeah.
good. I'm enjoying it.
And he's running into the bowler afterwards to give him eye contact. I like that even more.
Loving it.
The tables have turned on Australia. Karma bites you back really, really hard. So, we'll be back for the tea session, but there'll be lots more coming up on
Oh, yeah,
Sports Today. Yes.
absolutely.
Thank you. Bye bye. Vanakkam.